Oakley dokley, time for round 3 of our league with Drake. And oh, Snap Million. Not even close. I wonder if this will be the third match in a row against Affinity. I think this hand seems a bit on the slow side, but seems like it can defend itself relatively well. Our opponent has mulliganed. And I kind of want to keep this Lightning Bolt, but on the other hand, if Lightning Bolts are not good, then, it's at least I only have like one Firebolt to clunk up my hand, and I really need to hit an extra land so I can cast get Oracle and really get the ball rolling on the other cards that we might want to play. Evolving Wilds, at this point indicating, well, lots of things. Could mean anything. If they get a blue or red land, then that can tell us that they might be like trying to blitz us, or maybe they're delving. Looks like there might be some delving going on, and we failed to find a third land, unfortunately. But at least we have some removal spells for things. Not going to counter a Brainstorm, that seems a bit low impact. And obviously, if they put a couple of cards they don't want back, and they can have an Evolving Wilds to get rid of one card for good, but that's not that big a deal. Yeah, looks like definite delving going on. We could have counterspelled that mental note, but I'd rather try to hit like a real creature with it. And whiffing on land some more. It's not game over, but this is giving them time to set up enough delve that they can cast a giant thing and counterspell our counterspell. So I'm led to believe that this type of Pauper deck is quite good. Against this type of Delver deck is quite good against my deck, and I'm willing to believe that, especially if we've got like sort of clunky hands that can really punish us for it. I don't think it's that bad, since they're quite often low on threats. And if you just answer, if you are able to answer one or two, we have a bit better, late game going on. But I think if we fail to draw land this turn, I think we're in lots of trouble, since they're eventually going to start hitting accumulate knowledges and outcarding us. So even by the time that we get going, they're going to have all the counter spells they could ever want for us. Alright, had a bit of a freeze up there, but all seems to be well now. Sultai Scavenger. I'm happy to see that one being cast here, since it's within Lightning Bolt and Flame Slash range, as opposed to Gurmag Angler, which is obviously much better. Wow, so do we want Compulsive Research or Lonely Sandbar? I mean, we're basically going to cast Compulsive Research in order to find lands. So I think we should probably not be greedy and take the Sandbar. Since if they just counterspell our Compulsive Research, then we're a little bit far away from hitting what we want anyway. That's nice. They had to delve away their earlier accumulated knowledge. So this one was a lot worse. So we're just trying to scrape back into the game in order to try and hit land drops and start answering their threats. Well, Stormbound Geist is a pretty good one. I quite like bringing some in against them also. Resolving this Archaeomancer seems like a good start. I think we probably just want to get the... I suppose we just want Lightning Bolt. I'm not sure if it makes too much difference. Like, we could take Counterspell, but we're not really in a position to like take advantage of it right now. And we need to, you know, clear this Scavenger out of the way. The plan is hopefully to mostly ignore Stormbound Geist for a while. Okay, so gonna play this Lonely Sandbar and get stuck in and try and pick some fights on their turn rather than mine. Or if they want to tap out to do something, I'm on board to resolve Ghostly Flicker to get our free card out of the deal. End step, accumulate knowledge E. I'll force them to have another counterspell in their hand right now. Like, I know this is still during my step, but if they didn't have it, then I think it would have been really good for us. As is, you know, they drew 2 cards, but it's not a disaster. Okay. Well, all these drakes are not going to be cast with counterspell backup anytime soon, so time to give them a shot. Alright. It's sweet that those both resolved. I think I'll hold up this counterspell now, since I'm ahead on board, and hopefully I can like try and snag an angler with it. And if we do draw another land, then we can play Archaeomancer while holding up counterspell. Stormbound Geist used to be a lot better when the only 5 mana blue creatures with flying that your opponents had were Muldrifters, because then it would just fight through them all. It's a lot less good value when your opponents can eat the first half of Stormbound Geist for free with Peregrine Drake. And obviously they still need to answer the 3/3 side, but if you're only spending 1 Lightning Bolt to kill their whole card, it's, you know, a lot less annoying than having to use multiple bolts. That was actually kind of interesting. I think I'm actually going to get rid of the Archaeomancer and the Preordain, since we already have an Archaeomancer and like Drakes in play. So like Ghostly Flicker should be quite good, and Counterspell also should be good. So I'm not in any real rush to transform this into a 3/3, so I'll just decide not to attack here. Should have attacked here, but I'm trying to go relatively quickly since this game looks like it could be the sort of game that drags on a while. So we should have got stuck in with these, I'm thinking. Do I want to counterspell that? I probably do. Since they've only got 2 cards left, and running them out of cards is part of the goal. Like, arguably, there's, we have more, but I'm thinking if they're planning to, if they're just going to kill my guys anyway, it's fine. Wow, they had 3 ghastly demises. That's just so much demise. Okay, so the combo kill is off the table, but they're down to 1 card. And it's a Delver. So, well, let's play tight, I guess. Let's get stuck in. You want to bring back Ghostly Flicker since it seems quite good in this situation. Obviously, I do need to get some removal spells. Well, the plan was to get some removal spells anyway from this. And, then kill these Delvers. So we're actually going to take 1,000,000 damage here. I was thinking we're quite favoured if we Seagate Oracle plus Preordain to find some sort of removal spell, but I guess not. Like, if we just brought back like a Lightning Bolt with Archaeomancer instead of Ghostly Flicker, we can kill something. But, wow, we're taking a beating now. And the drawing Spell Pierce is really annoying. I mean, they're obviously fairly likely to draw some sort of spell, but I mean, I guess we could have just flashback Firebolt, but that seemed like a slightly ineffective use of our time. Oh. Well, yeah, I thought we were doing okay, but turns out we were in fact not. The triple Ghastly Demise to blow away all of our Drakes. It was a huge beating. And then adding like another 3-power flyer. It was quite brutal. I'm not even sure what we can possibly do here. I suspect the answer is nothing. I suppose we can like gain. We can like find a removal spell off of this. Nah, there's no outs here. I'm pretty sure. Yep, we're dead. Well, that went badly very quickly. So I guess we get to bring in some Pyroblasts. Bring in our own Stormbound Geist. Get to bring in Dispel. And we can potentially bring in Razorfin Hunter. Because it kills Delvers, but I don't think it's as good at that job as, these random removal spells. What's not so great? Actually, I think the combo part of our deck is actually not so useful against a deck with a bunch of like counters, like dispels and stuff as well. So I actually like to like trim down on like those combo pieces again. We still like want some of them because they can like block things. and like the various removal spells are not that great, so it's usually fine to cut one of them. I think we probably just Flame Slash, because it's basically the same as Lightning Bolt in terms of what it can kill, but it's just a sorcery, so. Alright, let's try this again. Keep this. Hopefully try not to die this time. I think just keep passing the turn for a little bit. There's like too many thought scours and mental notes to consider trying to like pyroblast those things. I think it's generally much better to pyroblast, actual counter spells on my things, and let my assorted red cards deal with others. I'll cast Compulsive Research here. If they counterspell it, that's fine. But they did not. So while a basic island would have given us 5 mana next turn to potentially cast Mulldrifter, our hand looks semi-heavy with red cards. Again, I'm not going to try and fight over this Brainstorm. I know that they have Evolving Wilds to make it one of the good Brainstorms. But still, I think what we need this Pyroblast to do is not counter Brainstorm and counter something that's gonna body them in some way. I always quite like the fact that you can just target anything with Pyroblast. Because it only checks if it's blue, whether on destroying it. It doesn't say target blue permanent or anything. So if you're ever like faced with having too many cards in your hand, you need to get rid of some. You can just like cast Pyroblast on anything. Accumulate knowledge to draw 2 cards. Okay. Because that means they have to play something this turn, or else they're discarding to hand size. Duress. That's fairly annoying. It's gonna probably take my counter spell. So hopefully we can, have a little bit of back and forth with the old counterings. Then they'll like play some creature, then I'll kill it with a Flame Slash or Firebolt. Delver resolves. I'll attempt to Firebolt it. See what opponent thinks about this. I think I'll cast Seagate Oracle, since we don't have too much else going on. It still keeps up most relevant things. Stormbound Geist. I'll attempt to counter target spell if it's blue. They'll probably counter back, but then that lets me resolve a Muldrifter if they use, you know, a counter spell. Oh, a Drake. Get some nice value here. Maybe could have tried to leave up counter spell for like a Gurmag Angler or something, but I think they probably would have cast a Gurmag Angler if they had it. And even if they do, then we're probably going to be able to try and take them out with Lightning Bolt plus Flame Slash, or Flashback Firebolt plus one of the others if that's safe to do. Alright, Ghastly Demise. This is incidentally why Peregrine Drake's not that great in this type of matchup, since they can usually do something about Drake, and it's mostly just like a free 2/3 flyer. So I can just block this here, trade it off, since I have like multiple bolts to clean up the other side. Muldrifter's already bought me 2 cards, so clearing out their threat seems like a good idea. Sultai Scavenger. So it's another 3/3. So we know they have Spell Pierce in their deck, so I'm not gonna... I mean, they might have sideboarded them out, but I'm not gonna like run a Lightning Bolt into it, considering we don't really need to. I'm gonna use Flame Slash since I don't think they have anything with actual 4 toughness, and I'd rather keep an instant speed bolt rather than the sorcery speed Flame Slash. And I'd rather keep this counter spell rather than another Lightning Bolt. So that went okay, I think. We're at 3 cards apiece, but I'm more likely to have good top decks than him, and I definitely have at least 1 good card in my hand. Whereas they've got cards like Mental Note. So if they draw like their 3rd accumulated knowledge, could be in a bit of trouble if they stop my counter spell on it. As is though, getting our beatdowns on. I think I want to just get compulsive research here, to be honest. I have quite a lot of mana. I'm going to have, you know, extra lands to discard. And just getting like an individual Firebolt or Pyroblast seems fine, but I think we can do better. I mean, maybe they boarded in a bunch of like graveyard hate. This is another reason I like to, this is another reason I like to trim down in pieces, since like people board in all these like Fairy Macabres and stuff, but honestly it almost never matters. Like if you're, I mean, sure, you get to counter the ability on Archaeomancer, but it doesn't solve the long-term problem, and they still have an Archaeomancer, and this wasn't a threat. So like if this was a threat or a counter spell or a removal spell, I think I'd have been much more unhappy. So yeah, I mean, they got my Firebolt. That's fine. Already killed something. I think we have enough mana that we can afford to bring back Swiftwater Cliffs. Because most of the time in matchups like this, I just want a bunch of untapped mana, so I'll just return basics as a default. But given that we have so many lands, we have plenty of time to return the cliffs, gain our value life. Okay. So, I mean, we only have 2 Archaeomancers in the deck. Yep, don't care about that Ghastly Demise either. Care about this Accumulate Knowledge for 3 cards though. So hopefully Counterspell resolves and you don't have another Counterspell. That's unfortunate. They've definitely looks like they've they've hit like 5 lands and just drawn all spells at that point, which is fine. Like their deck is quite spell light. But that was exactly what I said we were afraid of. Rather than any individual card in their deck, them having 3 more random cards is way better for them. People also have this habit of delving too many cards away a lot of the time, because they might not actually have things to do with this mana this turn, so they just used up more fuel than required potentially. I think I want to risk attacking and then flame slashing. It's not too risky since we have the Pyroblast backup, and if one of these dies, I don't care too much. I'd much rather get the Angler off the table. They obviously could have 2 more counter spells in their hand, in which case, you got us. Yeah, wisely not blocking. Could really do with drawing some more Mulldrifters, I'm thinking. If they get to cast 3 Accumulate Knowledges, it's only fair that I get to cast 3 Mulldrifters, right? Bajuka Bog. Okay. I like to assume that this was in their sideboard rather than their main deck, since it doesn't seem that profitable for them in their main deck. And I guess it's good in the Baron match. I think we might need the Stormbound guys to win for beatdowns. But they've got so many cards. Anyway, I'm happy as long as like more counters leave their hand. Yeah, okay. So if we draw like a Mulldrifter now, I think we're fairly happy. Well, we're not too far away from needing to start jumping. Which would be quite sad times. Okay. That probably means they'll play a normal creature now. That could have been destroyed by Flame Slash. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about Drake actually not being that great and thus deserving to be cut for sideboard games. I guess it forces them to counter spell it. Since they're, deathly afraid of being comboed out. Yeah, I think in general we should be quite good in like a card advantage war because our cards actually put us ahead on cards rather than just cycling like all the thought scours and mental notes and all that sort of thing. But we've definitely not. I mean, we did resolve like a compulsive researcher too, but and like brainstorm doesn't actually put you ahead on cards either. Like it's all cycling for the most part. Okay, that seems like a good time. We're going to be trying to block, I suppose. I left some. I left them all untapped rather than attacking for one, since if they've got like removal spells, we want extras to hang around. So I guess we'll block with the Archaeomancer. Give it a go. I mean, they didn't have a counter spell since they let Muldrift to resolve. Nice. And also, like the macabre stuff don't do anything against further Archaeomancers that get cast. So and it doesn't take a lot for an Archaeomancer to be good. Like almost any card in the graveyard is good times. Wow, I think I want these. I guess I'll put this on top and then Muldrifter. Cast with Evoke, Ghostly Flicker for maximum greed. So we'll let this resolve first to draw 2 cards. Then we can Ghostly Flicker. It just so that we have the Dispel in our hand. Just in case. Turns out that gaining 1 life earlier was actually pretty key, huh? I guess I just actually want like just another counter spell in my hand. So even though Archaeomancer and the other Seagate Oracle would have been fine, this seems like the best option. Yeah, try and kill him, I suppose. Guess we don't actually need to kill them since we're ahead on clock as well. But, you know, I like, you know, trying to put my opponent in the ground. So that tells us they don't have anything to punish Ghostly Flicker still. Since if they had something, they would definitely attack, make us use it, and get punished. But they didn't, so time to get stuck in. It's important not to get too carried away though and accidentally deck ourselves. I guess they would have died if he'd attacked with everything there. But that's fine. It wasn't actually required. Okay. So that was an interesting game. See, the one Ghostly Flicker and like two Occurrences, because I know that's, you know, like reduces our chance of getting blown out. And they still got killed by it, even though I only have one in my deck. Which is nice enough. So we're on the draw. Like I could see boarding in like another Flame Slash, but Flame Slash was pretty weak overall. It's possible that I should just take out a Drake, since it's mostly just a 2/3, but and you know, put in like another Archaeomancer just as a cheaper card. I can put in like a Razorfin Hunter, make them have a removal spell for that instead of like my 5 mana card. Yeah, I'm gonna put in, because like I don't think these are gonna work, and I think Razorfin Hunters will help my burn spells kill Angler, and if I can get one down, then you know it's a threat that they actually need to deal with. I'll keep this since I can, you know, dig for a mountain. Yeah, I thought we wouldn't be too soft to turn on Delver. So it's like whether we want to take this other Preordain to help us look for mountain. I think we probably do, rather than trying to draw blind. Of course, if they like flip into Spell Pierce, it might just get demolished. So I guess I'll like Preordain before playing a land in case the red source I get is coming into play tapped. I kind of want both of those, but they have to go, unfortunately. And this has to be played. That's a little bit unfortunate. Man, if they play like Wipe Away, I'd get so crushed. I think I can bin Archaeomancer. It's a bit in the slow side. They could easily just have one of their random cards that crushes it. And by crushes it, I mean turns it into a vanilla 1/2. And I think I'd rather have lands in all these other cards. Razorfin Hunter. So I can play that, and that forces them to have something for it. And then I can try and like Lightning Bolt or and counterspell the following turn. Or what I can do is I can try and Lightning Bolt on their turn, and then I'll also have mana for counterspell. Or I could try and play Stormbound Geist, which also is quite good against Delver. So it's this matter of what do I want to get countered. I think I'd rather them try and counterspell this Razorfin Hunter. Yeah, having another red source would make this a lot better, obviously, since we'd be covered from all angles. I mean, they could just have some Ghastly Demises or things along those lines. That's okay. Oh, accumulated knowledge is revealed, which is not the worst thing ever. And now Razorfin Hunter doesn't work. But it was going to flip eventually, I suppose. So now what I can do is like play Stormbound Geist. And if they try and deal with Stormbound Geist, then I'll have a red mana left over. Yeah, let cycling resolve. I'm going to try and bolt it anyway, since I'm not going to have the mana, left over for next turn anyway. And then this eats up an extra Chainer's Edict or something if they have more of those hanging around. I mean, they usually board some of those out. But you never know. Okay. So I still think they probably have like counterspell type things. So I'll cast Archaeomancer here. And I guess I'll just get... I mean, I can get Preordain to try and find a Flame Slash, but I can just get Lightning Bolt, because then in the future I can like block Ping with Razorfin Hunter and Lightning Bolt to finish off the Angler. This time I'll not just spew off any spells. It seems like they don't have that much going on. I thought they might have been tempted, if they did indeed have counterspells, to try and stop Archaeomancer or something. But maybe not. Maybe they're just too disciplined for that. Maybe their hand is full of Delvers now. Razorfin Hunter's tormenting them. Okay, so I'm gonna try and kill off their Angler next turn. And if that doesn't work out, then hopefully they'll at least be tapped out so I can play a Muldrifter. So I'll declare my block first. And see if this Lightning Bolt resolves. Dispel. I think I want to counterspell the Dispel. Alright. Damage. Ping. We did it. I mean, they might just play another one. And that's okay too. Feels weird to keep floating this red mana. But I don't think there's any way to get red mana without using it, so... I mean, like, I didn't have all 5 islands in order to cast it, plus just leave an untapped red source, so might as well float it. Maybe they don't see it. Maybe they get blown out. That one is A-OK, and Sultai Scavenger also dies in combat to either of my 2/2s, thanks to Razorfin Hunter. Ah, so many Muldrifters. I think I will in fact attack with these creatures now. Razorfin Hunter now playing the role as crossbow infantry. Bam. Taste it. So yeah, we entered the attrition game, and they hit a lot of lands, which the various cycling cards doesn't really help against. So we managed to secure some inevitability. And I think there's a strong possibility that the card in their hand, one of the cards in their hand, has something to do with my graveyard. Oh well, clocks ran low, lots of actions were taken, but in the end I think things are fine. Razorfin Hunter's got them on a short clock. Just exiled 4 cards. So I think they've got 5 mana, 6 mana worth of spells in their hand? Probably not. Let's see if I can find a Flame Slash or something to clear that out, or a Lightning Bolt. I guess not. Oh well, that's fine. I can easily take an extra turn to do the things if this one doesn't hurt. This doesn't hit, rather. I tapped quite badly there, but don't think it matters at this stage. Bam! Razorfin Hunter kills again. We won the match! Hooray!